Hi, I'm Veronica Wasek with 5-Minute Bookkeeping, and in this video I will answer your biggest questions about the IRS delay of the implementation of the $600 threshold rule for 1099-K forms. And I will also talk about whether the changes to the 1099-K affect the 1099 NEC form. So you might be wondering, what is this change? How does it affect you? How will it affect the 1099-K forms? And how will it affect the 1099 NEC forms? Let's take a look. On December 23rd of 2022, the IRS announced the delay for implementation of the $600 reporting threshold for third-party payment platforms as it relates to filing Form 1099-K. Before the delay of this rule, third-party payment networks were required to send 1099-K forms for any amounts equal to or greater than $600 in total. According to the IRS announcement, calendar year 2022 will now be a transition period for implementation of the $600 rule. So, meaning that because things were delayed, now for calendar year 2022, we'll have to go back to the old rules. And for calendar year 2023, the IRS will be implementing or transitioning toward the new $600 rule. So what does that mean now? The 1099-K rules that are now in effect for calendar year 2022 as a result of the delay that was implemented by the IRS applies to third-party payment networks, and keep in mind that this applies to 1099-K forms that are due on January 31 of 2023. So as I said, the rules apply to third-party payment networks. That would include Shopify Payments, Amazon Pay, Etsy, eBay, PayPal, Stripe, Merchant Services, Venmo for Business, and other third-party payment networks. And the 1099-K rules now in effect required third-party payment networks to send 1099-K forms for total amounts paid greater than or equal to $20,000 and transactions greater than or equal to 200. The 1099-K rules that will be in effect for calendar year 2023, and those forms will be due January 31 of 2024, still apply to third-party payment networks, but they will be subject to a $600 or greater threshold. And this is why the IRS wants to delay the implementation, because the third-party payment networks have to have enough time to implement the new rules. So based on the delay by the IRS of the implementation of the 1099-K rules, how is this affecting the 1099 NEC rules? Actually, it has no effect. And that's really great news to those of you who need to send out 1099 NEC forms. Let's take a quick look at the 1099 NEC rules using this cheat sheet that I created. The 1099 NEC rules apply to businesses and individuals who are paying non-employees for compensation for services provided. And the payments need to be in total greater than or equal to $600. So if you have contractors or paying individuals who are not your employees for services, and if those payments are equal to or greater than $600, then you may need to send them a 1099 NEC form. You would need to send 1099 NEC forms to qualified individuals or businesses that are sole proprietors, LLCs, or partnerships, for any payments made to attorneys, even if they are set up as a corporation, and any payments made via cash, checks, wires, ACH, Zelle, Venmo, personal accounts, or other such payments in which you are transferring funds to those individuals. You don't need to send a 1099 NEC to businesses set up as C corporations or S corporations, or businesses that are taxed as S corporations. And you also don't send the 1099 NEC for any payments made via credit cards, debit cards, gift cards, and payments made via third-party networks. So again, as a reminder, those third-party payment networks are required to send forms to individuals or businesses for any payments that are paid via Shopify Payments, Amazon Pay, Etsy, eBay, PayPal, Stripe, Merchant Services, and Venmo for Business or other such third-party payment networks. And for calendar year 2022 and the forms due on January 31 of 2023, they're required to send those 1099 forms for any total payments made greater than or equal to $20,000 and transactions that are equal to or greater than 200. So you might be asking yourself whether you're a business owner or a bookkeeper, since the third-party payment networks are not required to send Form 1099-K for any payments that are below the $20,000 and 200 transaction threshold, then are you supposed to report those on the 1099 NEC? And the answer is no. The 1099 NEC does not apply to payments made via third-party payment networks. The burden for reporting those payments falls to the third-party payment networks directly. For calendar year 2022, the third-party payment networks will follow the $20,000 and 200 transaction threshold, and then for calendar year 2023, they will need to follow the $600 threshold. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about 1099-K or 1099 NEC forms. I'm Veronica Wasek. If this content is helping you, to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and give me a thumbs up. And check the description below to sign up for my free 1099 NEC cheat sheet and to check out all of my free resources, including the link to join my Facebook community. I'll see you next time.